This is Reviewer Magazine. I'm here with Paul Burlingame and Olivier Dahl, and they are the authors of La Jolla 92037, a new book about the community in San Diego called La Jolla. And Paul, you're the photographer of the images, is that correct, in the book?
Yeah.
And Olivier, you wrote all of the copy, the editorial? Okay. I know to us this is an obvious question, but why did you pick La Jolla for this?
I think both of us, we used to live in La Jolla at the time, and we met when we were in a painting class, and I always had the idea of doing collection of books about cities, and here in San Diego or in Los Angeles it's more interesting to do collections about neighborhoods. And if you had to pick a neighborhood to start a collection about San Diego, La Jolla seemed the obvious choice, especially because of all the cultural history of La Jolla.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
They've got a lot of civic pride here. Why did you choose the number 37 for to put on the cover of the book? You were saying before that it was because of no specific reason, or you just like the number? Or?
It's very random. We had to pick a number. I like originally when we talked with Paul about the idea, we really loved the idea of mixing numbers and art. So it'd be like lots of statistics, lots of numbers, and then very artsy pictures. And then we had to pick a number for a number of stories in each one of these books. And 37 first is completely random. Then it's 3 and 7, so it's the perfect number in a way. It's 10, it's perfect Greek numbers, perfect
it adds
Christian
up to 10,
number.
yeah.
It's also the average age of La Jolla. It's the end of the zip code. So there was several reasons to pick 37, but the best reason is that it's very random. Okay,
and this is going to be a series, correct? You're going to do other. The next step will be, I guess, Hillcrest.
So yeah, Hillcrest is next. Then there's Tijuana, the central part of Tijuana. So it's the 22000 zip code of Tijuana. Then there's North Park, and we'll see from there.
Okay, so it's gonna be the whole region. It's not just the Metro San Diego, the city of San Diego, Southern California, the region.
It's the urban region of San Diego and Tijuana together. So you're not considering them almost as one city in two countries.
Okay. And that's pretty much the way it grew up, because Tijuana really wouldn't be the big metro center it is if it wasn't for San Diego being close to San Diego, probably.
Yeah, but the two of them are very interconnected.
Okay. And were you interested primarily in the demographics, the people of La Jolla with this book? Because there are a lot of interesting characters. Or were you interested in the geography? Because it's kind of a nice, neat little hilly country there, kind of like country.
I think it's
It's almost like country of its own.
No, definitely. I think it's mostly the people who live in there, the people who made La Jolla what it is today. So it's not like a touristic vision of La Jolla. It's really La Jolla as seen by the residents, by the locals. And there's two aspects in the book, and the first aspect that we wanted to focus on actually originally was the numbers, so the stats, like what's the money, what's the wealth, what's the how many women, how many men, where do people come from, what's their origin, etc.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That's one of the aspects of the book.
You lay it out in a real interesting way. You kind of you arrange it as an artistic art design.
Very good job.
Was that all you?
It talks about the population. That's the designer who did that.
That was your idea, or the designer? What designer?
Designer's called Sabrina Sullivan. She's an amazing designer, and I think it was our idea to have drawings, but it was definitely her completion and her idea for each one of them.
What was your input, Paul, with this? Did you make suggestions as to locations that you wanted to photograph?
Yeah.
Or was it all assigned by
some of the Maitre D restaurant was one suggestion. And we worked together on it, but he...
Oh, was that little restaurant, that tiny little restaurant? The guy said he wanted to go to either Monte Carlo or La Jolla, or that guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I read that. That was cool.
Olivier provided the backbone for the whole book. and he made sure that we had like the key places.
Okay.
And he did most of the scheduling of the interviews and things like that.
Did you want to stay away from the real iconic places like La Jolla Cove as much? Because I mean, La Jolla Cove, Windowsea Beach gets a lot of press. Everybody knows about the Windowsea Surf Riders, the Surf Club.
We wanted to get the obvious and the bizarre and the things that are not so known, but we definitely wanted to include the obvious as well. But to have maybe an original take on them, on the seals, on the cove, on Dr. Seuss.
Oh yeah.
We really wanted to have the what makes La Jolla so famous, and then we wanted to go further and try to get to know what people don't necessarily know about it.
Okay, so when did you start working on this? That was
some time ago.
Huh? 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
3.5 years.
That was right around the time of the Seth Craven beating, Seth Cravens and
yes, exactly,
Matthew Yankee and stuff. You didn't have any of that in here, I noticed.
No, we
want to keep it positive.
not always the positive, but yeah, we didn't want to have this in the book because it's more like it's more like journalism. It's more an event that took place, and we wanted to be more in the long term.
Okay.
Things that last, maybe.
The direction that the community wants it to go, and the things that are good with the community. Basically, you wanted to kind of keep it positive.
No, I wouldn't say that. I would say it's we wanted to do something that's almost maybe more poetic, and the two of us with Paul, we would go in La Jolla. Mostly on Fridays, and we'd spend the whole day just sitting somewhere, looking around, and trying to get impressions on La Jolla and on the people we meet. Not necessarily trying to be in agreement with what the community wants. We wanted to have like our take on what it is to be in La Jolla and what it is to meet with La Jolla people.
Okay, and then everybody was pretty positive, and they were comfortable with journalists being there, and
they were very, very positive. They were very helpful, and we were surprised because La Jolla is sort of a bad rep among people in other parts of San Diego.
Yeah,
being snobby, being not very friendly.
Kind of a closed community.
We really didn't find that at all.
No. People.
I mean, I know you guys. I know that you're both not from originally San Diego or La Jolla. But you did live there for a while, and
Paul used to live right by the cove, right?
Did you really?
Yeah, I lived on Prospect Street, right above the cove, the lawn of the cove, with
a
patio looking out on the ocean and grass there.
Not at the Capri, was it?
No, it was like kind of above where the Starbucks is.
Okay, nice.
There's like 3 apartments above the storefronts there. On Prospect.
So it really started in terms of photography with Paul waking up very early in the morning and doing this amazingly strange pictures of like the cove with the fog and the trees and I think it was in the fall that we started, and then that was the start in terms of the photography. So there was this there were lots of starting points, and that's how we then got really excited about the project.
When did it come off the press? When did it become available for public consumption? How long ago?
Last year in October, end of October 2010.
And Warwick's, it's popular Warwick's, I guess, with
very popular Warwick's.
Paul was saying it's #1 seller, is that true?
It's on the top sellers list at Warwick's.
Okay, yeah, I can see why.
And they've been very supportive of the book, as has the Historical Society of La Jolla and Panikin and many of the establishments there. But it's very helpful that Warwick's has been so supportive.
We wanted to focus on some of the businesses, but businesses that were always local, no chains, and local businesses that were popular among the residents.
Okay.
So like the Panikin Cafe, like the Brick and Bell Cafe, these places where people meet, and in return they were very supportive, some of them even buying books in advance, advertising for us, and hosting the events. For free, we had
events, like parties, the opening party.
We had like a book signing at Panikin. We had a book signing at Warwick's.
Nice.
And yeah, everybody was really into it. It was really helpful in the beginning. I mean, it's a big project, and it's not easy financially to start a collection like that.
That reminds me, before I forget, can you sign my copy, both of you, real quick?
let's do it.
Here you go. Before I forget. Need a pen?
Yeah.
When does the next book come out?
Okay, October of this year. So I don't want to say it's for sure because we're in the final stages. It's a lot of pressure now, but we're not very far from being finished with the Hill Press book.
Right on.
The Tijuana book. Then after that, we want to have a book published every 6 months. So the Hill Press book in October, the Tijuana book in March, and North Park in October of 2012.
How are you going to handle Tijuana? Are you going to mention anything about the social strife going on down there?
Sure, that would be part of the stats.
Okay.
With the article, we really want to focus on fashion parties and the fact that Tijuana is really being taken over or taken back by the locals now that Americans don't go there so much. So it's becoming more and more trendy and interesting now.
So rather than writing editorial about it and discussing it that way, you're going to just use the numbers to kind of reveal the truth, because the numbers don't lie, right?
Exactly. And we don't want to focus, because there's so much focus on crime, drugs, etc. We don't want to focus in terms of our interest and our impression of Tijuana on that aspect. So, and we know, like for instance, we're going to have a picture to illustrate the drug cartel. We're going to have a picture of a party of people dressing up as gang members. So it's good. You know, we will have a take on that. That would be interesting and a bit funny, because we don't want to be too dark.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Now, if somebody wanted to get this book online, do you have a website they can go to other than Amazon?
Well, Amazon, we're on barnesandnobles.com, and you can definitely go on our Facebook/envillepublishing.com, facebook.com/envillepublishing, and Enville is French for in the city, ENVILLE publishing.
Enville.
Enville.
Okay.
Enville. And we have a video from TV that was shot about a month ago. We have the video of our book signing at the Panikin Cafe in La Jolla.
It's at on your website or on Facebook?
On the Facebook page.
Okay.
There's also a website in construction as www.envillepublishing.com.
Okay.
And Paul has this amazing website with his fashion photography. And
oh, that's right, you have that LA site that you told me about. Okay. Very cool. Well, thank you for sticking around.
Hey, thanks.
And I look forward to the next book and getting this book out there and doing the review. So we'll see you guys later.
Thanks, Robert.